Hey guys, this is Brett Darian, and as you can see, we have a lot of stuff here in front of me. This is going to be a pickups video. Now, normally I don't do pickups videos because I usually don't buy a whole lot of video game stuff at one time. But for this month of December, this time I got a lot of stuff. So today is December 31st. It is the last day of the year, the last day of this decade. So I figured this would be a great time to really go out and splurge and get a lot of gaming stuff that I've been wanting to get. So we're going to do a pickups video. I'm going to show you everything I got this month. They came from various stores. They didn't all come from the same place. So I'll explain everything. So the first thing you probably notice is the Dreamcast Keyboard and Dreamcast mouse. These are actually getting more expensive now. They're becoming a little bit more uncommon. They're increasing in value. Like if you go to eBay and try to get them, the keyboard usually goes for like between $30 to $40, and the mouse does as well. Like it goes for about $30. So what happened was I actually found these both in a video game store here locally. It was called Gamers Paradise. I go there quite often. And they were actually having a sale. They were having like a Christmas holiday sale. It was like a couple weeks ago. And they were having a Christmas holiday sale. So pretty much everything in the store was discounted. And the biggest discounts were actually for video game accessories. Video game accessories were all 20% off. And the biggest thing was that everything in the display case, which is all the rare items, stuff that people really want, that stuff was also all 20% off. Everything in the display case was 20% off. So that was a really awesome deal. And it wasn't really that picked over. So I got a really good selection of stuff to buy from. So I ended up getting the Dreamcast mouse, which is right here, and the Dreamcast keyboard. Now this is the, looks like the later release of the keyboard, because it has the black Dreamcast sticker and also has the space bar has a curve at the bottom. The original release of the keyboard had just a flat space bar, and it actually had the Dreamcast logo kind of engraved right into the keyboard plastic. So why would you want the Dreamcast keyboard and mouse today? Well, for one thing, you can still actually browse the internet using the Dreamcast. It's not really practical today because the web browsers are really outdated. But there is a way to do it. You can use what's called a DreamPie that can actually get your Dreamcast back online. And you can still browse the web using a web browser, so you can still use the keyboard and mouse to browse certain websites. Certain websites still work. They won't look very right, but they will still work. But one of the bigger reasons, though, is to play certain games, like Typing of the Dead is one. Now, that game I don't have yet, but I do plan on getting it. But one other game that does use it is this game right here. It's Outrigger. This is another game I picked up from that very same store. And it's also one of the main reasons why I got the keyboard and mouse, because this is a shooter, and this game works best with the keyboard and mouse. You can play it with the controller, but the controls are really weird. The Dreamcast controller only has one analog stick, so that makes it more difficult to actually control the game in first-person mode especially. So there are different various control methods you can choose from. None of them are really the best way to do it, though. The keyboard and mouse is definitely the way to go with this game. And this game is actually in really good condition. The disc is in very good shape. The case doesn't have a crack on it, so it's a really good condition, really mint copy. So I'm very happy to have that. And something else I also got there was this. This is a Dreamcast demo disc. There are various demo discs. This is actually one of the later releases. This is from February 2001. This is volume 11. They probably stopped at like volume 12 or 13. So this is like one of the last ones they did. And so these discs are nice to have because they also usually have the web browser right on the disc. And this contains web browser version 2.6, which is a slightly later release. Most of the time when you see web browsers for the Dreamcast, they're either the original version or version 2.0. So this one has 2.6 on it, so that's nice. So it does allow you to, once again, that's how you can browse the web using the keyboard and the mouse. So it's pretty cool to do. It's just a cool novelty to do on your Dreamcast. So one other game I got from that store was this game right here. snowboard kids too. They had this for $50, but 20% off means there was only $40. So this is a pretty valuable game. It's kind of hard to find. And I played some of it, so it is a pretty fun game. I plan to get the first game as well, because it's a pretty cool game. So it's nice to find this, and it's a pretty good condition copy. Alright, moving on. So just recently I came back from a trip to the Gulf Coast. And when I was down there, there was this really awesome game store I found in Pensacola, Florida. And the name of the store was called Video Game Trading Post. And again, it's in Pensacola, Florida. And this is their card right here. And so it's specializing in collectibles, retro, and used games. Visit us for all your gaming needs. And their website called VGTPFlorida.com. And they had a lot of games there. Like, they had a lot of games there. They had a lot of Dreamcast games, N64 games. Very hard to find stuff. Really awesome stores. So if you're ever in that area, do check them out, because I'm sure you'll find something that you want to buy. Their prices, some of their prices were just a little bit high, but most of them were fairly reasonable. So I did end up picking up 5 games. 2 N64 games and 3 Dreamcast games. So let's go through them. The first one being Rampage World Tour. This is for the N64. It's a very good condition copy. And I also appreciate how they individually wrapped every single game in plastic, so that when they put the price sticker on the game, the price sticker is not actually on the cartridge. So that makes it really easy to take off. That makes it really neat and clean, so I really appreciate that. Next game here was California Speed. This is a game I've been looking for, but every time I found it, it's just been in awful condition. It's been, very bad, rough shape. Or they wanted like $10 or more for it, and I didn't want to spend that much for it. So they had it here for $8, and it was in really great condition, so I decided to finally pick this up. This is a great game from my childhood, so I decided to try to have this. Now, Dreamcast games. Really awesome finds here. We have a brand new sealed copy of Floyd Brothers for the Dreamcast. And so I can take it out of the plastic wrap here. And you can see here, this is a brand new sealed copy. The only downside is there is a small crack right here in the front of the case. So that's unfortunate. But other than that, it's in great shape, and it is factory sealed. So this is a really awesome find. So next up, we have Ooga Booga. This is a game, I've never had this game before, but you can still play this game online today using the Dream Pie, so I decided to pick it up just in case I do decide to do that. This game is basically just a multiplayer combat, kind of mini-game style. Really cool to have this game. And finally, we got Looney Tunes Space Race for the Dreamcast. This is becoming a little more expensive game nowadays. And this is a game I actually did have several years ago, but I let it go for some reason. I decided to get it back again. This actually is a fun game for the Dreamcast. It's also Dreamcast exclusive. They didn't release this game anywhere else. So really cool to have it. It's a really fun game to play with your kids, or just play by yourself. It's kind of fun and silly. So this is a nice find as well. So that's pretty much all the pickups, but there is one more special pickup that I got. And that is this little doohickey right here. This is a GameCube broadband adapter. Now, these are kind of rare, and they do fetch a pretty high price on eBay. They usually go for about between $90 to $100, maybe even a little more. But every once in a while, you will find a listing that's a little bit cheaper than that. In this particular case, I found a guy, he was listing this, and he only wanted $70 for it. So I went ahead and immediately jumped on that because I've been wanting this. And now if you're buying this on eBay, you have to be careful. Look at the picture. Make sure it's not just a regular modem. It has to show the broadband adapter logo around the top, and it has to be part number DOL-015. Because I have seen some listings that say they're the broadband adapter, but in the picture, they're really just a modem adapter. Some people actually do buy those. So be careful. Look at the picture. Make sure it's an actual broadband adapter. Now, why would you want a broadband adapter today? Well, you can actually still play some LAN games for the GameCube using your broadband adapter through a computer program called Xlink Kai. You can actually play LAN online with other players around the world still. So that's really awesome. There's only a few games that support it. And one of them is Mario Kart Double Dash. You can actually play Double Dash online, sort of, using your broadband adapter and the Xlink Kai program. You just simply LAN tunnel it through the internet, and you'll be able to play online with your GameCube. So that's pretty awesome. Some other games that support it include Kirby's Air Ride and 1080's Avalanche, and also the Phantasy Star Online games also support the broadband adapter. So there are a few games that support this still today, so that's really awesome. So that's why I decided to pick it up and finally try it out. And whenever I do try it out, maybe I'll post a video on it and see how fun it really is, because it's probably pretty cool. So anyhow, guys, that is all my pickups for the month of December 2019. And these are also going to be my last pickups for this entire year. So really good way to end off the year with all these pickups here. So really awesome stuff. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for my Animal Crossing 2020 New Year's party happening tonight. And if you're watching this in the future when it's already 2020, well, the stream archive should be up on my channel, so you can check that out. I'm sure some really crazy shenanigans happened during the stream, so be sure to check that out. You guys have a happy new year. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for supporting my channel throughout this past year, and I will see you next time.